All right. Hello, everybody. When everybody gets here, good to be back. Good to be on stream. I was injured for a bit, but now I want to get back to drawing. Today we're drawing the 5 fundamental shapes. Let me just go ahead and check on the stream, make sure everything's looking a-okay. I believe it is looking to be okay. Music's a little loud. Turn that down. I didn't bring that down. All right. You're in business? You mean? Excuse me. Oh, it always do that. I haven't figured out how to keep this thing from overreacting. Goodness. That's a problem, but I guess it just freaks out if I have to. Perfect. Okay. What am I doing today? So, in case anyone's here, I'd like to say hi, let me know. But I am drawing the 5 fundamental shapes. Cool. And those are done in 3D space, to my understanding. I got this from Peter Hahn and Broken Draws. I see them online all the time. Myself this way. There we go. There we go. See what we got here. All right. And then we have variations on this, which we have the cube. And we have the triangle. Turns into a pyramid. Then we have the circle. Turns into a sphere. Then we have variations on this one. So we have the cone. And then we also have the cylinder. Oh, that's terrible. There we go. Okay. Now here's what I want to get good at. I want to go ahead and take these shapes and put them in 3D space, right? Let me take this, transform it down, put those to the side, select, okay, select, take this bad boy, shrink it down as well, put that over here in the corner. Perfect. Okay. So usually what I do, at least what's easy for me, is start off with a square. I'll go ahead and bring my inks over and I'm using TGS True Grit Texture Supply. They have some sick brushes, and I actually created like shortcuts so I can use their Griscraft and all their really cool technology, man. It's insane. But let's go ahead and come back to black. Go back to the inks layer. So let me reset this brush. Perfect. Well, I'll just start with a box, right? 3D space. And I typically always start it in this orientation because it's easiest for me. Right on. Again, I decided I wanted to do streams because I want to hold myself accountable to actually draw. And I noticed that when I'm not drawing, because I'm doom scrolling or freaking overconsumed with work, you know, doesn't really work out for me there. So I've started with my cube, right? That's my first cube. Let's see, where can I add another cube? Let's add cylinder right here. I have to imagine that it's gonna come right here, right there. I kind of want this thing to go out and curve over. Here, boom. Now let's give it some shape so I know where it's coming from, you know? This is the top. And here is the side. We could see what the shape kind of, what it wants to do. Then obviously in here, we have the inside, so we can visualize that. Maybe not the best. Let's just leave it right there. So that's one item. Now let's draw the circle. Maybe I could draw a pyramid right here. Follows the contour of the box. If that's the word I'm looking for. We're just going to say that's exactly what I meant to say. And then if I want it to have a point right here where everything converges, about right. I'm just trying to get it to be not. Probably put on a glove. I'm just noticing how much easier it is for you to like slide around gloves, so maybe something to do right. I could cheat, you know, do this. There you go. But I'm not gonna do that. Perfect. And we just complete it right here. And then I do want to show what the inside of the box looks like. So provided that this converges here, and then that goes there, this would be the corner right there. But let's make it a broken line so it show that it's inside. Cool. So that already looks like they're in 3D space with this box at the forefront, one at the behind it, and this one to the side. I kind of want to see what it looks like if I were to do kind of like a little box right here that extends out. That. Right? That's right there. Switch to transparency so I can erase that. Switch back. I got everything set to hotkeys. It's really helpful in using this freaking thing. Then where is my Litra beam? Hold on, let me turn this thing on. I should be having light on this side too. Pardon me. Let's turn down that brightness. Perfect. Just need it bright enough for me. Okay. Awesome. Go back to what we're doing over here. Now, let's say I want it to look like it's cascading and following this shape. So I'm going to give it a shape. Right. There. I want cascading boxes just to keep rolling down. That way I can understand where I want to put these right here and how they're going to begin to twist in space. All right. Well, this is going to be the first one that kind of like breaks the mold a little bit. Starts going behind this one. Edging closer. And it hasn't yet warped. And that's the hard part. That's the part that I struggle the most. Kind of visualizing from here how I'm going to warp this box so that it follows your perspective and it actually looks like it's disappearing into the abyss. So let's see. I meant for it to come like this, but it kind of looks like it's starting to slinky towards us. And there. Which is not what I wanted, so I'm going to see if I can... You know what it is? It's right here. Right here needs to be a little bit... Needs to come... Yeah, this isn't working. Not giving it the effect I want. You do transparency, so you kind of maintain the texture of the pen you're using. Okay, let's see. Now that I have that, there we go. This wants to converge over here. Yeah, because they're all kind of converging to this point right here. This point right here that they're all kind of coming out. Put it like right here. Then I imagine it's going to start warping the angle we look at it from. You see, kind of see what I'm going for? Maybe not the best rendition of this, but okay. Keep moving with. Yeah, right on, right on. You know, I kind of do want to get that glove, so if you'll excuse me just one moment, I'm gonna go ahead and get that. Yeah, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. How the hell did I do this? This is what I was trying to get. Actually, I have a Huey on tablet. I don't even freaking use it. I really should. It's one of those graphics tablets, not the digitizers. And honestly, I really enjoy it. And you can see it's not perfect. What I want isn't exactly panning out the way I wanted it to. It's okay. Let's see, what am I trying to do? I gotta look at a big picture. I think that's where I'm messing. Right here, now we're kind of like here, here, and we're completely under it, so we wouldn't even be seeing the other side of it anymore. If I'm mistaken. That looks completely wrong, but we're just gonna roll with it, you know? Now let's put some object space right here. Kind of want something that comes out like this. Triangle right here that follows this path. Actually, it'd be more like that. And then it would kind of warp like that. And we'd cut this part. Now, how can I convey that this thing kind of... Well, for sure, I want to do this. Nope. Kind of give the semblance that it's like right here, it kind of curves in, you know? Then let's try to do like if a box were sitting right here, that angle, what would that look like if it fit right here? I feel like it would definitely curve right there. Like it's on top of it? I think so. Right there. Then if I were to put like a cylinder right here. That looks about right. And then I haven't even added like shading, and I think I'm gonna do the shading with whatchamacallit, with the Rizcraft brushes. And let's give this a little bit more dimension. Ah. And I want to give the impression that it does this right here too. Cross up there. This definitely. Gonna meet it right there. And then let's see, what would it look like if the window right here, so we could look into the inside of that key. And that means that we have to follow this contour right here. They converge right here. That looks about right. And this would come right here. There. This here and stretches out that way. And this is cool because now this becomes full. Cool. Then let's just put a what do we put in here? Put another window in here. I don't like the idea of windows inside the box. So I could challenge myself to think about, okay, what's going on behind it? What's going on inside of it? Hold on, let me get a pillow. Back here. Of myself. Scoliosis. There we go. Cool. All right, and then this comes here, and then it's going to come all the way out like this. So now I have a window inside of this thing, outside of this thing. I keep doing that. I may want to change that hotkey. But then of course now we have this, and I feel like this one leads here. That took a lot. Okay. Kind of want a cylinder right here. Not exactly. So let's see. This seems to be kind of turning here. So I feel like the cylinder would kind of get big right here and then come in like that. Right, let me just check on here. All right, perfect. I don't think this contour or this line right here. I don't even know what. Using the wrong damn word. I don't think this guideline here is really where this set of blocks wants to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that alone for now. And then let's fix the continuity here. Nice. Okay, what else can we do? This could also be in case of box. Let's do a triangle right here. That looks okay. And I feel like... Okay, what am I doing? If it were to have converging... Nope, not quite right. I feel like this thing extends, so like I see it coming here out. This... Ah, this is tricky, man. Yeah. I'm having trouble visualizing where this one goes. Feel like that's it? No, that's not it. Not? Yeah, okay. I've run into my first roadblock when it comes to perspective. I'm gonna have a lot. So if this were to converge at a point right here, means this actually come out like that, because then that would go there. Right? Something like that. Okay. I think that's what I wanted. Doesn't look right, but you know, we just gotta see what we can work with here. And what I could do to sell it is I can put a sphere right here. Make that this work. Nice. Okay. And then this ball follows that curve. Doesn't look good. I'll, you know, it's okay. It'll do for now. Okay. So what am I doing here? What am I drawing? What am I drawing? Now let's draw a row of squares right here. There's also this exercise. Like that. Box right here. So you'd be seeing more of this side. And then that would finish off, break off right here. As this part ends up more over here and then back to a square. Yeah, this isn't easy, man. Now let's try warping an A right here. If I were to warp an A right here, down like that. Nice. And then so I have to take into account that this is going to shift. So this is now going to be a longer side. And then right here we got an A. Just so it gives a sense of continuity. Like this box, or these boxes are rotating. Base. And let's see, maybe right here I could even do a B. Okay, doesn't look too right, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. So that means that this would have it right here. That. That looks about right. Then of course right here we'd have the B. Let me sit up. Different one. Keep it going. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you flip this bad boy right here, like that, you flip it, you get an eraser. pretty cool. But I have it also set on my toolbox to the side button. So I'm a right-hander with the toolbox. And I think everything is good. So let me check something really fast. What am I looking at here? It's a bit of a mess, but hey, we'll take it. And let's say I have another box right here, right? This one really just kind of into distance. And I've always struggled with these. Getting these right. There we go. And then let's see if there was another one next to it. And then I have to think about how it's gonna warp. So if it was, when it warps, it kind of goes like, spreads out like that, it spreads out like that. So on this side, I think it'd actually be more straight than anything. And then it would that, but maybe not that steep. I think it's gonna go over here. Yeah, that looks right. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough ass angle right here. How's it going, me for Prime Minister? Thank you for the follow. Hey, if you wanna join me in drawing some boxes, please feel free. How are you? How's your day today? Let's see. Ooh. So, in case you're just joining, I am over here drawing boxes, and I mean, I'm doing good, you know. I really want to focus on trying to get these prime shapes right here. So these are like the 5 essential shapes. So according to Peter Han, which is, you know, he's arguably top 10 artists, not even arguably, what am I looking at? What's the word? Definitely top 10 artists in the world. How's it going, Silver Pancake? We're drawing boxes today because he said if we practice these shapes right here and we put them into perspective, we could draw just about anything, because anything could be reduced to simple shapes. Like shit. Let's see. Let's say I want to draw my guitar, right? So the guitar, it's technically like right. This is like the fretboard. Right here is another plane that goes backwards. Right? And then right here, and by the way, it does kind of look like a french fry. And then right here, you kind of have one circle, right? And then you have another circle. Let's see. Coming out like that. Too big. And then this one kind of has like this oblongish shape right here, right? and then it cuts away at this, joins it right there. So now we take that away, take this away, right? Because we know that's where we're at in 3D space. And then this one, another one, just a little bit higher. And what we have here is kind of like an amalgamation of different cylinders. So we would take, take this, and then right there. Now, is that the prettiest thing? Maybe not, right? But I'll tell you what, I didn't even look at a guitar, and I just put this together through shapes. So imagine if I was actually good at art. Oh man, this thing be awesome. What do you got? What do you got? You got a sound hole right here. We have the pick guard right here, right? And then you got, oh, what'd I do? Yeah. You have your thingy-lingy where the strings come through. And then boom, there you go. And then let's get this right, because this does not look correct. Perfect. A water bottle. Yes. So what is a water bottle other than one large cylinder? And this large cylinder has a bit of a divot right here. And then it all converges at a smaller cylinder right here. And we draw in 3D space. And then this is just the cona. You do the cona right there. See, look at that. Look at that. You give it its label. And then you continue to just give it its shape down here. And see, I could kind of see that I kind of didn't get the shape right because it wants to converge at a point. Right? And then use transparency so we could keep the texture. And there you go. That's mad hard, actually. That actually wasn't that wasn't easy. So now that I got that, so yeah, so what Peter Hahn says, right, is if you can master these shapes in 3D space, you put it together, you could draw just about anything. But more than just drawing them at different angles, the way you would draw, like, say, a croissant, right? That's an oblong form. That's really just, like a croissant. Let's say we drew a croissant that was just flying through space right here, right? Then you just draw another oblongish form, and you draw another oblongish form. And then you just think about how they're going to go on top of each other. And then, of course, the shape that it takes is nice. I keep and then we could do a sandwich out of it, right? put some lettuce in it, some tomatoes. And then you put another one underneath it. Yeah, maybe I should have just left it alone. So, Silver Pancake, how's your day so far? We're just drawing over here. If you guys want to join me in drawing, take a look right here. Drawing the box, and then we're foreshortening stuff. Difficult. It's a bit of a mind bender. So if I were to do this B right here, and I did a really steep angle, right? Like this. Because the way I'm thinking, too bad, just came back from a pub. Right on, man. What's your drink? Your preferred drink? I tell you, Diet Coke with Jack for me. Although I'm trying not to drink anymore because I took a nasty tumble, man. A woo-woo cocktail. What's in that? Sex on the beach. I know that one is... That one, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know. What's a woo-woo cocktail? Yeah. Wait, let's see. How would we draw like a martini glass out in space, as if it were like... There. Like that. Cranberry juice, raspberry vodka, white rum, and some other crap. I can't remember. That sounds pretty damn good to me, honestly. Yeah, dude. I have my watering hole too. When you go to your pub, is it like cheers? Everybody knows your name. When you're a regular, like, I just love when you just go in and you just feel comfortable and you know the people there. And then, me for Prime Minister, you got a pub or a place you like to go? I'm that guy who brings a laptop to a pub. Or I bring my iPad. Start drawing. See. Oops. I'm not a regular, but I'd imagine so. You know, what got me into becoming a regular, because I just kind of went, it's just around the corner from my job, and I wouldn't be there so much, but what really kind of made me want to come more often is getting really chummy with the bartenders. So I know the bartenders by name. I freaking, love to... And I'll just order, like, sometimes I'll just order like diet soda and I'll tip $1 soda, but I'll tip out $5 because that's how they're making their money, man. They don't sell if they don't have too many people coming through, they're not making enough, Yeah, man. Buy a bag of chips and then I tip out because I'm really there for the people, right? I could drink at home if I really wanted to drink, which I'm not anymore, and I have a story about why. You guys will have to hold me accountable. But no, that looks terrible. What would it look like if I were to put like Olivos in here? Yeah, man. So how it started was I would just come in and I'd start working on something, right? And I would I'd be here, I'd buy $1 soda and I'd be there for like 2-3 hours, right? And I'd be talking with them, and then if I just tip like $1 you know, it to me it feels like I didn't come here for the soda. I came here to hang out with someone who's really cool. And so what I'm trying to say is I enjoyed your company so much that I would love to tip out $5. I've had it where like one of the bartenders there, her I'll call her Lauda right now, right? I'll call her Lauda. She was serving drinks, and she's a really nice white lady. And then like I'm Mexican, right? And so I see another dude who's Mexican just start to get way too drunk, and so he starts harassing her a bit. He starts calling her racist, and then he reached over, and I swear to God, freaking the bouncer yeeted him right out the door, freaking yanked him. Um, Probably, I don't know, probably put a beating on him. But I felt so bad for Laura because she really did put a lot of effort into treating everyone there like with such great hospitality. So even though I only bought like a soda, drop the freaking I dropped a 20 for her, and just kind of like, man, I'm sorry you had to go through that, you know? Yeah, people get rowdy when they get drunk sometimes. You'll be hearing from my lawyer about the $50 you owe. Yeah, dude. I felt really bad for her, but that made her night, you know? And so the next time I came, like when I asked for a shot, she made it a double. I didn't have to ask. She just, boom, there you go. Don't even worry about it. And then I don't know, it's this back and forth, you know? No, yeah, a lot of people can't handle the drink. I was kind of going along that route. Um, so I don't binge drink, but I do like sometimes there's some light flirting, you know? It's never something where you would want to poison the well, like you date the bartender and then it doesn't work out and then it gets weird, right? But you can, throw out jokes. You can tell them, oh, hey, I like your hair today. You look really nice. And then you just get into small talk and they say, hey, they'll tell you like, hey, what do you want, babe? And I'm just kind of like, hey, I'll take my regular. They already know. Sometimes I come in, man, they already got my diet Coke like ready to go. And I'm just like, man, I freaking, this place is amazing, dude. Okay, what the hell does, what the hell am I drawing here? Let's see, what else do you have inside of this drink? So let's see. A cherry's kind of like this, right? And we're looking at it from the top. And then since it's going to come out into real space, we're going to make it so. There we go. The goblet of olives. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to draw a martini for you. It's on the house. Don't worry about it. Ice cube. Damn. Okay. Let's see. If I were to draw an ice cube, right? It would probably occupy this space right here. And then it would curve in this way. No, that doesn't look right. Because it would have to come in right there. And then it comes in right there. And then this stuff right here, let me get my blur tool. That did not, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah, let's just say that's what we got going on. Hey, actually, this came out much better than I thought. Yeah, it's not bad. Yo, that looks pretty good. All right. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you. So, oh, so we talk about the little straws, or are we talking about like them big old thick straws? Or do we want them slinky things? What do we want? The cocktail umbrella. Okay. So it doesn't detract from what we got going on here, right? This thing would probably be resting right here. And then this would be like the pinnacle, and then it's a cone. Essentially just the cone. And then let's go ahead and erase this so it's not distracting me, right? And then this goes right here. As you get closer, it has these bigger grooves right here. You don't want that. You don't want adjacent lines like that, because it confuses the visual language thing. You want a clear distinction between lines like that. All these little lessons, you learn watching things on Instagram. Slice of lime, you got it. So I went to a metal show with my buddy last week, and I pre-gamed, of course. And I don't know what possessed me to think like, hey, you know what? I'm 35, out of weight, drunk, clumsy. I should go to the pit. I should go to the pit at a death metal concert. So I go to the pit, and I kind of have to jump over. It was the band Death. Now, I'm not too familiar with death metal myself, so I was kind of like, hey, you know what? This sounds like a great way to introduce myself to it. So I jump over the thing, and it's cool. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But before I even get to the pit itself, some dude just pushes me from behind. I imagine maybe he was trying to get me into like, people push each other into the pit, but maybe he didn't know the floor was wet. And so, brother, I went like this, like full Japanese apology pose. Wrecked here, big old chipotle right here. And I do everything with my hands, so like this, it's a little tweaked right now, but thankfully I didn't break anything because I hit so many different points. And I'm just kind of like, man, the hell am I doing? Like, way too old to freaking be taking hits like this. So I'm going to try to really take it easy on the drinking. And if I can, just cut it out altogether. And thank you guys for joining me, man. You guys are pretty cool. And if you guys enjoy the music in the background, I wrote all this stuff too. I just kind of have like a soundtrack of my own songs that I've written playing. A slice of lemon, dude. Where would it be the most visually interesting? Well, this is a wedge, right? And the point of convergence is right here. And then I feel like this has to curve in a little bit more. Right, there we go. There we go. And then it comes in like that. There we go. And then of course it slices right here because it has to follow the inside of that. And then it's squeezed right here. Then of course this goes right here, and then it's squeezed. And then you have like the side of it, right? Let's this. Do you guys draw as well? Are you guys big old? How's it going? The thickness of the glass. You're right. We do want this thick. Okay, there you go. You got it, Sir Scruff Puff. And then, oh, this is wrong right here. Right? Does that look right? And then here you'd want grooves, so let me see if I have a better pen. Dude, I have so much RAM on this thing, I don't know like why it acts like I'm on a Windows XP machine. Okay, I want to get something nice and textury. I have a lot of processing issues. Probably me. There you go. You got yourself a thick martini right here. How do I draw like actual liquid? Damn, I didn't even think of that. Well, obviously you'd want a fountain pen, right? Nope, that doesn't read. That does not read. Okay, I'm actually hitting a wall here. So if I were to draw where the water line is, what would that even look like? Because it would have to conform to this, to the shape of this thing, right? And here it would converge with the actual glass. Okay, so it feels like it would come here. This is hard. I don't know why this is. And then I feel like this could probably be blended, but like with a big blender, like once. Reset this brush. Come back to my. Oh, oops. Wouldn't this be like right here, right? All right, Sir Scruff. How does this look? Well, I'll take it as you're speechless. Hey, thank you. This is hard, man. Like this kind of like perspective, because originally I was just kind of like trying to draw like shapes in space, right? Which I still kind of want to master so I can learn how to draw things actually. Like if I wanted to draw something right here, boom. And then I wanted it to converge like here. As if like, right? As if this was like a shape that was over here. And then I feel like right here is where it would meet. Does that read? There are some perspective exercises you can use to practice ellipses. Hey man, I'll take them. Sorry, I don't know why it bugs out so much. I'm using the Focusrites and I don't know why they keep crashing. No, this has to be thicker right here, and then this has to be right there, right? Then this would go there. I think so, but I'm not even entirely sure like why, because I don't have these things cranking right now. I'm not recording on anything. I just have Clip Studio and this thing open. Let's see. Here, if I were to draw like, I want to draw like a cylinder that makes sense with this angle. Right? And then I want to draw spikes all along this. So like, let's say I draw a spike here, and I'd want the right? You'd follow the Scruff. What does contour mean? what does that word mean? I want to keep using it, but I feel like I'm using it wrong. I feel like there'd be a hole right there, and another hole right there. Right there, right there. Contouring is to outline or to map out the plane of an object. Okay, cool. So I wasn't too off the mark. I did kind of feel like I was just throwing that word out like as word salad. So I just wanted some clarification. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, what the hell? You know, I'm looking at my chat right now. It doesn't make much sense the way I have it. The side of my screen is completely making it illegible. Oh, you live and you learn. There we go. What I could do is if I were to come in here, oops. You know what? I don't think we really need this side of the screen since it's mostly right there anyways. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Nope. Oh. Right click. Nope. That's good enough. You could see that. You could see what I'm drawing, and you could see the chat a lot better. My apologies for that. Still getting a hang of this whole thing. Their Scruff is one of them veteran cats. A little BG for yeah. Are these reading correct? Right? See, I'm actually really happy with the way some of these things are coming out because I'm just kind of like having fun with it. I think you're right, but the execution could be a little fine-tuned. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Go ahead and fix that. Okay, I kind of like that. And right here, we'd want that. No, that doesn't make sense. Has to be a little bit more straight. Goes like that. Cool. That doesn't look right. Probably be easier if I go like this. Right? That's a lot better. These bad boys right here. All right. I guess I'm kind of doing that so I can tell where the oh that looks terrible. There. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't think that makes a tremendous amount of sense. That's okay. Yeah, so one thing I'm noticing right here is like this shape does not read properly. So kind of like zoomed out a bit and it no longer makes sense. So how would I make this make sense? Probably cut it off more right there and right there. And there you go. It reads a little bit better that way. Yeah. So like if you look at it from a distance, it looks like like a Kona with spikes on it. All right, what else are we drawing? We have these boxes right here. And then what would a box underneath this even look like? Hmm. And from here, you're practically looking at the top of this box, right? Does that read right? And then right here, it's a lot. It's cool, but it's a lot to kind of like process. This is like some deep think stuff, you know? What does this look like in 3D space? A rectangle right here. That didn't connect too well. Right there, right? And what would that look like right here? What am I trying to draw here? I'm trying to draw it as if someone just kind of like flipped it a little bit. Oh, I'm really breaking my brain here. I think it's this one that's not making sense. There we go. Right? Then the shape like this look like following this exact pattern of it would come in like that. Right? Hmm. There we go. That kind of looks like it goes into the background. Boom. And to really sell the effect, cool. Why don't I shade a little bit? Oh, you know what? I put this in the wrong one. Everything from here. X. Nope. Not what I want to do. I want to control copy. Control V. Going to merge this one down. Going to restart the audio engine. And I merge it down like this. I send everything down. Perfect. Now I come here and I delete everything on that layer. And now I've successfully transplanted everything. Oh. All right, let's take a break. What have we learned so far? We've learned that we can make a martini, a thick martini glass, using circles, and then a cone, and then using another cone, almost like a pyramid if you really think about it. Just a rounded pyramid. Right here we have a wedge, which is really just a section of a sphere cut out. You have cylinders, a cube, an actual cube. You have a oblongish cube right here. You have something coming out at you. So that's a lot. That's a lot. You know, and I even feel like this isn't perfectly like I feel like there should be more over here. There we go. That kind of completes it. This, just like this thing right here, that implies that there's more on the other side. Let's see. We made a croissant sandwich. We did our AB C's. I never got back to this. Damn ADHD. Damn this cursed brain. And then we're gonna foreshorten it. So boom. Nope, don't like that C. That's fine. Wait, that's supposed to be my redo button, but it's alpha transparency. Oops. Okay, cool. See, what else can we work on right here? Why don't we draw a ship now? What does that even look like? I want to draw an X-Wing. And what is an X-Wing other than where? The cockpits. I'm trying to do this all from memory too. And then you have where it meets, which is this triangle. There. I wanted to come that right there. Cool. And then this, of course, is what meets with, nope, this corner right here. Nope. Right? feel like this has to be narrower. Well, let's course correct. This might still work. This does not look like an X-Wing. Okay, hold on. No, it will. Trust me, dude. Trust me, bro. I'm a professional. Okay. So let's get rid of all this stuff that's wrong. Do it right. Nice. Okay, this is a chunky one. We'll call it the My X-Wing. Right? Got that right there. And then it's got a space for the droid right here. It's just a cylinder. So let's see. You want it to follow there, and then it's going to be... That's actually going to come out a lot more here. No, see, there we go. So now we have some perspective stuff going. Okay, so sure, we'll keep that right there. So if I were to actually take this, actually, no, nope. That looks good. Okay. See? See, it's looking like an X-Wing now. See? All right. And then what do X-Wings have? They have these big old jet turbines right here. Right? And you got another one right here. And what is that other than a big ass cylinder? Boom, big old cylinder. Then we're gonna erase the insides right here. All right, dude, this is sick. This went out so fucking good, dude. So good, I'll get copyrighted. Copyright claim. Shit. What the hell am I drawing? Fuck. I kind of screwed myself here. Let's see. Right, and then from these things extend the freaking wings. They have the freaking blasters at the bottom. Wait. Nice. Then we have the other one right here, like a wing right here. You can't. No, wait, hold on. If it were here, it would come out here. Genius. No, that's wrong. Okay, hold on. Right there. How's it looking? How's it looking, guys? Does this look like an X-Wing yet? Right? Then of course you got your jet blasters right here. And then this is here. We're gonna pretend that this actually crashed right here. I'm gonna delete this. And we're going to delete this as well. We adapt. Overcome. Can act like this thing broke the frickin' wing. And make it look like it's the inside. Then we can shade it a little bit, so it makes a little bit more sense. This cylinder right here, this blaster, right? And it's gonna go ahead and delete all of the inside. That way you can tell what we're looking at. Will you look at that? There we go. That's an X-Wing if I ever saw one. You gotta get R2-D2 up in this bitch. Right? Okay, this makes a little bit more sense. And then what does R2-D2 look like? Got this going on. Got like an eye right here, some shit. Gotta follow the contour of that. Droid, so he's got little thingies right here. Fucking fixing shit. Trying to fix this thing right here. All right. Looks terrible. But it's at least kind of in 3D space. Okay, so let's see. Where did I go wrong? Right? Where did I go wrong here? So I kind of didn't get the actual like angle that I wanted. Because I wanted this ship. Let's see. How did I want it to come? I wanted the ship to kind of be in this box. Yeah, let me get a better space. I wanted the ship to kind of be in a box like this. That goes like that. Right, so I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. But even then, that's still not enough of a... Because then here we got the other... we got like a box right here. Box right here. These converge here. Because that's where the wings connect. This one is out in front. And then you don't even see these, but because this is like this, now you can do the... Right? It connects here. Got another wing right here. And if this was to go out into space, right? And then this clearly goes here. No. And this one might have just right there. I'm not saying anything technical, but what I am trying to say is that there's a box right here, right? There's a box right here and there's a box right here. And these boxes go out into space. And if I were to give them their shape, you would see that they kind of go all the way to the end right here. And this one as well. I kind of want those to be like the jet engines. And then right here, they're supposed like it's up in your face. So if it's closer to you, it would technically be a bigger box. That. And then that would come up and connect here. And then this one technically you know what? No. These have to connect here. And then because the X-Wing kind of has like this little hexagon shape right here that comes out into 3D space, if I remember correctly, and then you can get rid of everything in here. And man, this is really hard to just kind of like visualize. But I mean, how's everyone doing? Is everyone having a good, what is it, Saturday today? Anyone doing anything fun? Anyone want to tell me about their day? I tell you, this is fun, but it's a lot of freaking work to think through all of these little things. It's like problem solving a million miles a second. There we go. Right? And then we could come here, delete this. No, hold on. What am I trying to do here, chat? This has to go. Yeah. That has to go and this has to go. Because now we're looking at it this perspective where it connects here. Is this looking okay? Does this kind of make sense? Right? And then this would technically connect here. But I don't think you'd see it. And this is all just like, I'm thinking of a pyramid right here, right? Thinking of a pyramid right here. Triangle right here, and kind of like a elongated or even a rectangle or elongated cube just cut in half, and then you just add a pyramid, half a pyramid to the top of it. This is I mean, this is fun, right? This is like problem solving, puzzles, a little bit of everything all at once, and it feels mathematical all at the same time. And now you could see that these wings don't make any sense. So this box looks okay, but this box no longer looks okay. right? Because now it's like we're kind of looking at the camera and it's gonna come out a bit, but not a lot. Something like that. And then I'm gonna say that there's just kind of like this. And you just see kind of like the top of the X-Wing right there. And if we were to have wings, going into lurking mode for a bit. Hey, you got it, man. I'll be here. Oh, nice. What are you guys gonna watch? Man, this is fucking tough. And you know, we might even switch over to Tokon. I was actually thinking maybe we could do some Tokon, or at some point switch over to something else, but I'm kind of digging this. What's really tripping me out is I can't visualize the wings at all. Right? Oh, I did really enjoy creating this piece. This song that you're hearing. In fact, let me cut back to it. Alejandra's Lament. It's just a straight shot. This one right here. It's just like a descending piano. Very easy to play. Chord progression is complex. I really do miss like having the time to work on music for hours. Just doodle. Time is our most precious resource. I gotta do this. Keep myself accountable, man. Keep it back to dark. Really hit it hard. And then we include a major second to give it that levity. That airiness. Then we end it on an octave. Okay. Back to this thing that I'm not very good at. This is a box. Think of the box. That is a box. That looks actually significantly better. I'm just trying to visualize like a rectangle now. We got to get another box right here, cylinder, and it comes out right into the Kona. And this is again just another rectangle. And then it closes off here. The implication that we're looking at the side of it, but that is not the right angle. Dang, that's hard, man. So this is kind of like a steeper plane. And that doesn't make sense either. So this actually has to be thicker right there. And then you got another one coming down here. And again, it's just another. But now we're looking at it from a different angle. So now the question is, where does this plane land? That looks about right. And then you want to get your blasters here, right? We've got a blast. Cool. That right here. That looks like an X-Wing. Although this isn't correct. Sure. No, that's not right either, because it's actually... And then, of course, at the ends, you gotta have your cylinder, because that's your blaster. And then this goes all the way to the end. Take out the excess of ink that I have here. And then I can go ahead and add even another one. And erase that. Okay, cool. That's what I got. That is a significantly more successful looking friggin' friggin' X-Wing than what I originally had. So why don't we go ahead and color this in here? See. Oops. No, what do I use? Okay, there we go. And then I want to come to the craft tone or Rizcraft. This is color 2, right? Because color 1 is yellows, and then I would want maybe like 40% yellow. Get it painted. Right? You can tell which is which. Magenta. Color 2, which is magenta, it's probably going to be a heavier. Okay. Then let's go to black. Let's see if this reads. You know, this was actually color 4. Let's do 10%. Blue light, 30%. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. One moment, everybody. Yeah, okay. And then let's go back to magenta. This would be color. It's also supposed to pick the right color. Like, it's supposed to take me to color 2 when I do that as well. 8%. Let's see what blue does. Too heavy by 40. Okay, that reads a little bit more like an X-Wing. It took me a little bit to get there, but yeah, that was not easy at all. But it was fun. I am still learning all of these little things. And yeah, well, you know what? What does everyone think? If anyone's still watching, what do you guys think? Does this look like an X-Wing more so than this? So this is where we're coming from, right? This was our first attempt, although our R2-D2 does look sick. I think this one is the angle that I was trying to go for. It's kind of coming into space a lot easier. It reads like it's in space a lot easier. It's it's clearly got like this action going, right? Kind of like, hold on. It's kind of got boom, boom. This one, it needs to be a little bit wider. There we go. That. Perfect. It kind of looks like it's coming into space that way, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is looking good, man. Happy with it. So, like this song right here that's playing, I originally wanted to release all my songs with vocal tracks, right? Do I like my voice? Like what you're hearing is my voice coming through the song. And it's okay. I think it's serviceable as a voice. I can definitely sing a lot better if I chomped it, if I took my time, but I hate recording. I have that red light syndrome when it comes to vocal recordings. So actually what I want to do is take my vocal tracks and replace them with instrumental top lines. So have it all come out through. So yeah, play it like with a guitar, right? I can't remember what it was, but I don't remember what that actual lick was. But so if I were to like, let me go ahead and see. Right. So I just replace the top line with that. Do I like my voice? Sometimes, not always, most of the time not. And I don't like vocal tracks for the backgrounds of these things, but I do think if I were to have it with a bit of just instrumental leads and just things going on in the background, like there's still a lot that I have to fix up for these VODs, but like I still don't have an overlay. I still don't have a brand logo, right? So those are the things I'm going to work on. It's been a minute since I've actually been able to stream it, and I'm very grateful to everyone who does happen to stop by. Yeah, it's great. Honestly, it's great. I wish I had more time today. I do feel I have to end the stream right here, but I mean, it's just great to have everyone there. And if I could just go back to like, here, there you go. To what we have today, this is what we got, right? A lot of 3D space, a lot of doodles, a lot of, it looks messy. it could definitely look better. I could definitely do a lot more with it. But hopefully, as I start to master these shapes and I start to have more confidence with my lines, things will start coming into their own, kind of like this X-Wing did at the end. Right? Not the greatest looking X-Wing, a lot left to be desired, but I'm doing it straight from memory, which means that I'm gonna have to look at a reference and just really do my best, just making sure I know what I'm looking at. I can recreate it, I can simplify it, I can break it down to its absolute bare bones. Like, yeah, I mean, it's absolute like tightest shape that is just readable. That's what it is. These are the simple blocks that make it, and then it's good to go. But other than that, thank you to everyone who stopped by. You know, I'm gonna do my best to be more consistent with my streams, so I do want to give it another go tomorrow. See if I could do a stream tomorrow and try to keep it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I wasn't able to do it yesterday, so I'm gonna try to make up for that tomorrow. Because I would love to get Tokon on here. That'd be a lot of fun. But everyone, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Please go have fun, be safe, and take care.